Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, one rental at a time. It is Wednesday, and that means we bring on the legendary, the kind, the wonderful, the amazing investor, Anna RAI Mom Kelly. How are you?
I'm good. I'm always better once I start my Wednesdays with you, Michael.
We have so much fun together, and we help so many people. You have no idea. Like the comments that come, if you ever check them out, they're amazing on your shows. So thank you.
You're so welcome. It's my honor.
Very cool. So, hey, I want to, I always like kind of trying to predict the future. When you're right, it's amazing. When you're wrong, it's like, I missed. Well, right now, November 3rd, I am going to make a call about February. As you know, the audience may not, but in February, the Jerome Powell's 4 years as the Fed president term is up. Now, in fairness, he could be renominated and get another 4 years. That is an option. But I want to say right here, right now, I think President Biden, and I'm going to read a quote, has made it very clear that Powell is not coming back. So how does that hit you before I read it?
I think you're right.
Oh,
I think there's a changing of the guard, and he's basically actively looking for someone else.
yeah. And again, what he said, what day was this? I think it was yesterday. It might have been the day before. The article's from Tuesday. Oh, it's today, Tuesday. Today's Wednesday. So it was yesterday.
Wednesday, yes.
Yeah, every day's Saturday, so it's really hard for me. I only know what day it is based on who I'm talking to. It's a good life. I'm jealous.
Yes,
Let's see. This is a quote from Biden. I also would indicate that I think we're going to have plenty of time to make sure all the major nominees are able to be cleared in time when their terms would expire. I'm guessing you wouldn't be saying that if you're going to just, I don't know, renominate the guy that's already there. You wouldn't be talking about a long list of qualified candidates if Powell is going to keep his job. Powell, you're done, buddy. Look for a job.
Absolutely. And it shouldn't be surprising, because even though there are certain things that are kind of status quo financially, regardless of who's in office, there is a very different view on what do we do to stimulate the economy between Republicans and Democrats. And so when you have a changing of the guard, at the presidential level, you're going to have different ideas of what the future should look like and how to make economic policy get us there.
Yeah. So this is going to impact the market in lots of ways that people don't see. First and foremost, I think it starts today. I think Powell knows he's gone. So he's going to do the right thing as the Fed chair. He's not going to put his next president in a bind, right? Because as you know, today, they're going to announce what the Fed's going to do, tapering and the like.
Right.
So he's going to do the minimum. He's going to say, yes, we've started tapering. He might say the number like 10 billion or whatever the number is, but he will not say things like we want to be done by April. He won't say these are the variables we're looking at he won't say anything that will bind the next person, in my opinion, right? He wouldn't want that to him. He won't. The Fed transition seems to be better than most. So and I think, he wants to be, he doesn't want to go out with a black eye.
Right.
So,
but
so changing of the guard, the devil, sometimes is better than the devil you don't.
Yes.
I believe once the stock market realizes, and the bond market, oh my God, the bond market, we are going to see shockwaves quickly. So
you don't want to be in bonds today. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. The question I have for you, though, is who do you think might be the next guy, and what major changes do you see them implementing?
There's a couple of people I've heard talked about. I think the leading candidate, I forget her name. I should have looked that up. It's actually going to be a lady, I think. And I think she is pretty significantly left leaning.
Right.
So yeah, it's rates are going to go up. Are going to go up.
And they may do it more aggressively. That's the other thing, is we've been hearing them talk about starting in 2022 through 2023, probably 7 rate changes. And I think that the first one's probably going to be a little bit bigger to kind of test the waters.
Yeah.
And then they start very slowly rising them. But if there's a changing of the guard, it'd really be interesting to see how aggressive they decide to be with rates.
I think you're right. I think I don't think Powell raises rates at all. I think he does. I think he announces the taper. He might increase at one time because he's kind of got like 4 months left.
Right.
But yeah, I think the next person comes in and they come out swinging. I think it's a half a point probably by June or July. And not
Right.
because we are used to, right? That we've been doing this so long. We're used to, oh, that's the quarter point raise, right? It's kind of, you
Right.
saw it coming, right?
Right.
Oh, I think they're going to come out and just whack it a half a point. And just,
I do too. They have to because of how inflationary our current market is.
yeah.
They got to start to cool it down. And the way that they do that is they increase rates to hope that they start to kind of decrease some of the demand, especially since there's lack of supply.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, I think by the time February gets around, I think we could be seeing 8, 9, 10% CPI.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Right. Because again, when I break down CPI, that rent equivalent is still only about 2%. And everybody I talk to, rents are up between 13 and 19%. And
Yes.
now some of the data in CPI is old, but eventually you're going to get to the new period. That's why I think CPI could be north of 8% next year. It's
right.
Bad.
Right. And as we know, and we've talked about a couple of times on the show, CPI doesn't even take into account a lot of major expenditures that Americans spend money on. So real inflation is usually 2 to 3% above CPI at least.
Yeah.
Some economists say it's even higher than that.
Yeah, I've seen people do a full breakdown of what it was in the 80s to today, and it's frightening. It's like 15 or 16%. It's pretty crazy.
Right.
So yeah, we're heading into interesting time. Generally speaking, the stock market doesn't like dramatic changes, generally speaking.
Right. And the Fed, they don't tend to be as extreme in their actions when they change candidates, because monetary policy is monetary policy to some extent, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So the tools in the tool belt are the same from one chairman to the next, right? Mm-hmm. The question is going to be how much and how fast. And rates will go up, and the question is how fast. And so for me, we don't know the answer, but I don't think rates are going to go up significantly, because if they go up too significantly, then you have ripple effects that could cause, drastic economic impacts the other way. Mm-hmm. So I think maybe, to your point, maybe they go up half a point on their first rate increase instead of a quarter. Mm-hmm. But then I think it's going to be, kind of incremental. They're going to try to do this, I think, fairly slowly.
For sure.
And, again, I think the key is keep buying properties. Like, this isn't the time that I'm going, oh, I'm not buying because rates are going up. Keep buying properties and lock in 30-year fixed debt if you can, and that still holds true regardless of who the next nominee is.
Yeah, I'm actually looking at my last refi that I just got. We're closing tomorrow. Probably will be, what is today? Wednesday? Probably be Friday. But I'm going from 5.25 to 3.5 on my last refi. And then everything is 30-year money sub 4. So
that's amazing.
Yeah. So I'm happy with that. And again, I'm still buying as well. Because again, every purchase will be 30-year money, as cheap as I can get, because I think inflation is real. I think we've just started to see wage inflation, and wage inflation is sticky. It's sticky. And I think it's going to ripple through the economy for years to come. And it ultimately leads to less small businesses and more automation, but we've got years until we get there. So watch out. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
And then as landlords, we, of course, we kind of like wage inflation, don't we?
We do.
Because there's like this thing called rent.
Real estate really is the best hedge against inflation. It doesn't stop inflation, but it allows us to be the beneficiary of the impacts of inflation. Yes, we're spending more, just like everybody else, but assets go up, rents go up. And, when wages go up, people can afford higher rents. Mm-hmm. When our expenses go up, we have to charge higher rents. And then that, of course, makes our properties more valuable as well.
And then the debt stays the same.
Exactly.
Magic.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing.
It's a beautiful thing. Yeah, I keep telling people, nobody can escape inflation. It hurts myself and Anna the same as it hurts everyone else. However, you can use inflation. I like to use inflation. Inflation is, I get hurt, but I only fill up my tank once. I only eat what I eat, but I have a few units. So inflation is good for us.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So again, Jerome Powell, I'm sorry. I'm sure you will land on your feet. You will get some cushy $1 million job on K Street or Wall Street somewhere. But yep, Jerome Powell, you're gone. Let's see who comes next. Anna, how can people follow you and be part of your world?
Great. You can find me at Facebook, LinkedIn, or Instagram at Anna REI Mom Kelly, at reimom.com or greaterpurposecapital.com.
Very cool, Anna. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.